Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about something that really happened to me. I hope you enjoy it. It was a Monday. I had just finished filming a video. I was going to edit it together and put it online. That's where I spend most of my time these days. I'd like to say it's because I'm lazy or unmotivated, but really it's the only way I can make ends meet. I'm a writer. But the market has changed, and unless I want to write romance novels with titles like The Billionaire Spurgeon's Son, I have to supplement my income. And truth be told, freelance writing pays peanuts. So now I review movies, TV shows, anything that will help boost my channel and bring in some ad revenue. But today, I just wasn't feeling it. I kept deleting videos I'd already shot, throwing out ideas that didn't stick. My laptop was open on my desk, and the only sound besides my breathing was the hum of the air conditioning unit. Suddenly, I heard something different. I paused, straining to listen. It sounded like someone was knocking in the vent above my desk. I stood up and walked over to it. Outside, traffic was roaring and people were walking their dogs. My apartment is on the ground floor, so I ruled out construction or renovations. Pressed my ear against the cool metal, but all I heard was the hum and the city noise. Disappointed, I slumped onto the couch. Had I imagined it? Was my mind playing tricks on me? I reached for my phone and turned on Spotify. Now music filled the room. Tried to focus on the lyrics, but the tapping sound kept intruding on my thoughts. I played, pause, rewind, replay, trying to block it out, but the sound just wouldn't go away. After a while, curiosity got the better of me. I got up and pulled off the vent cover. Inside was pitch black and smelled musty. The air conditioning unit was housed outside, so it wasn't likely that anything had crawled in or gotten stuck. There were no birds, no squirrels. I shone my flashlight around, but all I saw was dust. Quietly, I replaced the cover and returned to the couch. The song ended and I hit play again. Still the tapping continued. I stood up, grabbed the vacuum cleaner, and got to work. I figured that if something was stuck in the vent, sucking it out would do the trick. 5 minutes later, I emptied the canister and returned to the living room. For a moment, everything was silent except for the music. Then the tapping started again. I pressed my ear to the vent and closed my eyes. Was I losing my mind? What was that noise? Hadn't made it. I ran to the kitchen and turned on the tap. The water gushed out, filling the sink. Maybe the sound was coming from the pipes. Wrong. The tapping continued unabated. I stood frozen, staring at the vent. Suddenly, the noise stopped. I listened intently, but it didn't start up again. I felt a rush of triumph. Maybe it had just been the pipes after all. I decided to make myself a cup of tea and watch the rain. As I poured the hot water into the mug, the tapping began again, slow at first, then faster. Like something was scurrying around. I placed the mug on the table, grabbed the vent cover, and flung it across the room. In the silence that followed, I could hear my heart beat. I crept closer to the vent. Had I imagined the noise? Was I making a mountain out of a molehill? I knew I was being ridiculous, but I couldn't stop myself. Cautiously, I lifted the cover and peered inside. The shaft was dark and narrow, but I could feel the air moving. I shone my flashlight around, but all I saw was dust. Still, the noise continued. Next, I tried sticking my head in the vent, but the stench of stale air and dust made me cough violently. Scrambling back, I ripped off my sweater and tied it around my face like a makeshift gas mask. This time, I leaned closer. Slowly, the noise changed. Now it sounded like scratching. Whatever was in there was trying to climb out. With renewed determination, I grabbed the vent and yanked it free of the wall. But when I shone the flashlight inside, all I saw was darkness. Frustrated, I threw myself down on the couch. I was exhausted and had wasted the entire day on nothing. The tapping sound began again, soft, then louder. I pressed my ear to the vent. Maybe I could hear better this way, but instead of helping, it made things worse. I could hear the scratching again, like something desperate to get out. Panic surged through me, and I scrambled back. Ow! Something was in there, trapped, and it wanted out. I don't know how long I stood there frozen, but eventually the sound faded away. I haven't fixed the vent yet.